Well, thank you for having me here. Thank you for the organizers and all the parties and well, colleagues and friends. It's super nice to see you all here. And I have to say that it's truly awesome. It has been like a growing spirit in this whole Scandinavian branch altogether, and seeing many familiar faces, it makes me feel very much at home. And maybe I was thinking that maybe we should start calling ourselves, we are the fiber family from now on. So yes, I'm talking a little about value chains. We have heard about that quite a lot already, but I hope I can bring a little bit different perspective, not only to fashion side, but to other usages of textile fibers. So shortly about Rester. We all know that the textile industry is going through tremendous change. There are so many issues at the moment, and there are pushes coming from the, well, outside pressure, but also from the supply chain in general, and especially from EU strategy at the moment. So we are in the situation where we cannot really think anymore that do we have to do it? We have to do it. So it's as clear as that. It was 92 when I was thinking, should I buy a computer to do my design work? And it's true. And a couple years later, it was like, there was not a question about it, but this is how things evolve. And having seen the Berlin Wall break, this is what is happening now. It's a big change what we are going through. So let's get prepared for that. And at Rester, we are working for holistically thinking about all the fabrics and textiles and materials that come from companies. So it's not only about post-consumer things that we have to consider when we think about that 7.5 million tons what Mauro today mentioned a few times. It's also company waste or disposed materials, end of waste materials. And our aim is to make the best possible outcome out of each single textile type. Yes, we have here, the fonts are looking very odd, sorry about that, but machinery is here. You can see it's a very simple thing, and what's significant about the process, we are doing only mechanical process. So as we know, the textile industry having development phases, there are going to be a lot of chemical production possibilities, different kind of solutions, such as Pinnova we have heard today, and many others. And but still, we do need mechanical processes, and at this state of art where we are at the moment, I think it's very relevant to consider this model to be there for the time being as well. So we don't have chemical, we don't use water, and we take out the hard parts, and then we process the fiber back to or the textiles back to new fiber, which we aim to have as high quality and features for the industrial usage as possible. So it's not about really machines, I would say. It's a machine and technology, it's really important, but it's about the vision. It's about the understanding of the holistic scenery or the whole range, what the textiles mean. It's about from the beginning, where they come from, what is needed for each type of materials, what is happening at the end of the day, and what is the end usage. I would maybe underline that even more, because as we are now in the situation, the transformation needs that we change some, and in the long run, all the virgin materials to something that is recycled or something that can be recycled again. And this is the fact. So from this point, I would think that the end usage is defining our goals. And what it means to us, we need, we can get a lot of feedstock from different kind of sources. So they might be in rolls, they might be garments, they might be scraps, they might be many different things. And they are from many different contents. And this is the important thing. Also, as if we think about the post-consumer side, there will be even more the content issues. So we have materials combined, we have treatments, we have sandwich materials, we have all kinds of issues that are not so easy to solve for the next phase. So this is making it difficult, or at least challenging, let's put it this way. To us it means trying, practicing, trialing. We open different kind of materials with very delicate processes, and we always have to think what is the end usage, because then we decide how to run the machinery and what to do with the material. And anyway, it's about collecting, sorting by material type and sorting by colors. And then we do all these different tricks here. And then we know what to do. And this is kind of a very rewarding process as well, I would say. So what can we do from recycled fibers? It's of course, as I said, my main aim in this room, I think everybody underlines that is to find textile back to textile solutions. So it's of course apparels, it's a different kind of fabrics, but it's also technical textiles as well. And for us, or in my mind, it was the beginning was more of having the material recovered back to workwear branch, which is of course the very high demand materials needed. So this is what we have been doing, and at the moment we have one fabric coming out with our collaboration or with our value chain that we have been developing for 2.5 years. So that's what it takes. It's just as Håkan just mentioned, these are long-term processes, and there is no exit. You cannot do it like with a fast lane. You just have to concentrate and keep on trying. Anyway, the other alternatives at this state of art, as I mentioned, I think we can still sleep even we do some downcycling. And this is due to the fact that for the time being, before we have the solution that can solve all the material issues back to atoms, basically. Before that, we do have to do things that still give new life cycles to materials. And there we have a different kind of course, construction materials. We have acoustic panels, we have composites, we have, filtering, we have many different applications. And those are also very valuable. And we have to remember that they are many times used for long-term usage. So one material might get decades of new life when they are once recycled. So these are just some examples to make it more concrete. So they might be construction materials. If we have good quality fabrics that can be turned back to yarn and fabric, they can be even workwear, but they can be especially used for fashion where the demands are not so extremely high. And of course, all kind of furniture industry. They can be decorational items and etc. So what do we gain from this? Sorry, these fonts are really running. So I'm comparing now virgin cotton with 1 ton of using recycled cotton. There we save over 2 million liters of water and over 5,000 kilos of CO2. So it's quite significant. And these are due to the fact that we are not having chemicals and not having water. This is mainly the reason for these big numbers. You can turn this into these funny facts, how you can compare them to everyday life of what you might think of, where you use water and or cause CO2. So we are coming to this secret recipe, which is not secret anymore after today. We have been hearing all of this. It's a cause of, the whole supply chain is going through tremendous change. And what does it need? We need effort, we need experiment, we need engagement, and we need equity. And I think this is very clear by now. And you cannot have the shortcut. And I think that here this kind of came at least between the lines, but there is not a chance that somebody in this circular world can take only the cherry from the cake. this is the time, the moment when every part of the supply chain has to take part. And it's kind of understandable. I understand it extremely well when you have a industrial process and you have your machines running and then somebody comes to say to you that I would kind of like to try this recycled textile here instead of something else that you have been using before. It's, you have to stop your machines, you have to do some testing, you have to do cleaning, you have to do maybe even reinstalling, you have to do all kinds of things to get that process redone or remanufactured. And then you have to do the new product profiling, you have to do the new recipe, you have to do CE certifications, you have to do all kinds of things. So it's a long process. It takes like, let's say, if we think about certified products, it might take only the certification process might take 6 months. Then you have this maybe 2 years or something for the experimental part. And then you have only the product ready for launching. So I understand. But still, if we think about the demand of the need, what we are going to have, well, according to McKinsey, we will be running minus 70% material flow for the need. Like the need is here for recycled content and the receiving is here. So this gap is 70%. So how are we going to do that? And this was by 2030, a few years from here. So we really have to be fast, and that's the fact. So what do we need most of all is the partnerships. And this is what we are here today for. And we have been hearing great stories about this, but this is what makes this really happen. I have here a short narrative of Restor's doings at the moment. We cannot release everything because they are long-term processes, as mentioned, and, but these are from different angles. So you get kind of the perspective on what kind of different applications we work on. Due to COVID, there was a very high rise with handiwork or handicrafts, and due to that, this one Finnish company, Vuonue, made a new collection from our recycled cotton, and this collection of the yarns is called Toivo, and Toivo means hope in Finnish, so I think this is very cute to begin with, but not very industrial level on what comes to quantities. But then to another like a stage, product development from Freudenberg Weileda. Freudenberg is a multinational company, and this is an example how, even though it's tough, and they are kind of hesitating that what can be done and what can be transferred to new materials. They have done great job reevaluating their own processes, thinking how they can do it, what we can do together, and this process has been going on, but I'm sure we will have light in the end of the tunnel with this one. So, and about these man-made cellulose processes, we have heard today close to that about Spinnova, but we are really lucky here in Scandinavia to live with inspirational area where we have all these innovations and initiatives and many different like collaborations as well. And Södra is our partner where we provide chemical, or for the chemical process we provide the cotton materials, and it's very important part that we get this like kind of smallish fraction cotton, but very, very needed one. And I think that this part of the textile industry is the most growing, like if we compare it to the like in general growth. So they are probably growing most of the entity. So on the left-hand side, you see kind of symbols that are close to Restor's logo, and this was the beginning when we founded Restor, was the thinking that we are not doing this alone. We do need this platform. We do need all the networking and all the value chain partners. We can not only produce fiber, we need all this value chain to be working together. And this is one example of what it means. This is just an example, but here, as you see, I don't know if I can. point out. Does it work? Yeah, so we are here. And then we have this whole thing is about Vilikkala at the moment. Vilikkala is a small Finnish micro company who are doing a lot of innovation to make new products happen. Sporda is a Swedish company over here on the right. Where do I have the clicker? No, I don't see it. Well, on the right-hand side. Sporda is a Swedish company very much involved in our processes, and they make the felt or the non-woven part. And then these are just samples now. There might be others. It can be molding, it can be needle punching, it can be any kind of lamination, different materials attached. It can be many, many, many things that we need in the value chain to make one more product out. And now I show you my Pandora. You know from corporate side we have the high vision like safety materials, safety vests and jackets. This is a micro pallet out of that. And the bigger pallets that we have is like 250 kilos. I didn't want to take that. And this is what it looks like when it's very roughly opened. So we have still kind of the look and feel here that you can imagine. And then what we can do about it is, here is the sample. You can look at this when we go for lunch. This is a fire retardant treated acoustic panel material. So this is the thing that can come out. And very simple thing, but what it can mean, it's a different kind of product solutions. So it's about design, it's about creativity, it's about companies trying to figure where they can use their materials in the next phase. And this is about it. And the guys here, they are Vilikkala boys. This is maybe just for you to, or for all of us to keep in mind that it's really important also to enjoy the ride. We have to enjoy every moment because it's a lot of hard work and we are not there yet. The world is not ready. And for that reason, we have to kind of celebrate all the successful trials, I would say. So I'm coming to the end. So Andy Warhol is saying something, but I can now give you a little relief. You are not alone. We are here to serve you. And we are here now in Finland and Sweden. And next step is somewhere in middle of Europe. But this is the narrative of Rester in short. I hope you got a little bit new perspective to the fashion industry here. And we are here to make the transition with you. So let's do it.